All right, we're going to talk about difficult to control weeds today. Thank you all for watching this video. It's been very encouraging to get to hear from a lot of you about how much you enjoy these videos, so I appreciate that feedback. Feel free to comment in the comments below as well. But today I want to talk about difficult to control weeds, especially in the summertime, because you pay somebody to spray and kill your weeds, and then 1 month later you still have weeds. So why is that? Well, there can be a lot of different answers to that question, but where the road I'm going to go down today is the road of helping you to understand there's 3 different types of weeds. Grassy weeds, mainly 3 different types in the lawn: grassy, broadleaf, and sedges. Grassy weeds are pretty much exclusively controlled by pre-emerge. So crabgrass is prevented, goosegrass is prevented, dallisgrass, if it wasn't already there before, is prevented. But grassy weeds are prevented with some of those early season treatments. We also put broadleaf weed killer in there in that January, February round and in the April round for those of you who get April weed control. And I want to talk about these different specific weeds, but I just want you to know, for our summer treatments, that's when we deal more exclusively with the broadleaf weeds and the sedges. You don't know about all of the hundreds of weeds that we do control because they're controlled, and the ones that I know a lot about are the ones that we, it's not that we can't or we don't, it takes some understanding of how those weeds work to realize that when we come and we kill nutsedge in June, it will come back from this underground nut. So there's a nut underground. It's also known as nutgrass or nutsedge. We spray and kill it, and then we send an email saying, hey, 10 to 14 days is when you're going to be able to see that this weed was killed after our treatment. If you wait 4 to 6 weeks later, you could have more nutsedge that came up, which is why we always wait, or why we schedule an August treatment for our Bermuda yards, especially because Bermuda yards are really notorious for allowing nutsedge to go wild, because you can kill it down to the ground, but then the nuts that still have a nut down underground, they're going to send up more. And that's why just hand pulling them never works, is because you hand pull the leaves, but there's still energy underground where it sends up more leaves as soon as you pick them. So it's not that we didn't kill it, it's that in wet years, and 2025 has been an especially well watered. I don't want to say wet because that implies maybe something negative. I've been very thankful. The yards are thankful. They're very green this year. But it makes weeds grow a lot too. And it makes sedges grow a lot. Even if you successfully kill them in June, in dry years they're going to be slower to come back. In wet years they're going to return quicker. Spurge is another one. Spurge is a broadleaf weed. And with our same June treatment, we will spray and kill spurge. It's got a taproot. It can germinate in the thatch. So we put pre-emerge down, but spurge simply is able to germinate despite the best pre-emerges on the market. And then to make matters worse, they've got a 28-day life cycle. So you spray and kill them on June 4th. June 5th, the first little new seed starts to come out. This doesn't always happen, but it does. And 28 days later, it's already producing more seeds. So it's got a 28-day life cycle going from seed to seed. It starts off as a seed, germinates, gets mature, produces more seeds, and then dies. And so again, that's why in our email we say, hey, the way you'll really know if we're successful or not is 10 to 14 days after our treatment. You'll be able to see the dead spurge. You might see baby new spurge, and that's not, in different years and in different places of the yard that may or may not be worse. But that's, again, that in Bermuda yards, that's why you have to have at least 2 summer weed treatments. In Centipede St. Augustine yards, typically 1 is enough. We are starting to schedule more of those second, in some cases even a 3rd summer weed treatment, because we will kill it down to the ground, but then it will come back. Doveweed simply gets around those spring pre-emerges. There is a pre-emerge that works really good in Bermuda that we just started using on everybody's yard this last spring, so our Bermuda yard shouldn't see as much of this. But Centipede St. Augustine, if you put that same pre-emerge in a Centipede St. Augustine yard, you're gonna at least very possibly give the centipede St. Augustine an amount of pre-emerge that it's not as happy with. And so doveweed is just one of those that it works around the pre-emerge, and you have to schedule another treatment to come out and deal with that, especially in centipede St. Augustine yards. But our Bermuda yards, we're really happy. The ones that we've been treating on a program, those are becoming less and less, almost non-existent. Dallisgrass, it's a grassy weed. It's a clumpy grassy weed. It's got a very fibrous, clumpy root system, a very clumpy, grassy canopy on top of the ground. Brown is the ground. And the seed head, it has 3 different seed pods that go the different directions. As soon as you mow, it'll spring up the fastest. It'll throw the seed heads. I've been talking with my office guys in the last few days about how thrilled we are and how much less complaints we get on this weed particular, because we've really aggressively gone after controlling it. Why is it difficult? It's difficult because, number one, it's a perennial. So another classification, if you're wanting to learn about weeds, and I guess you do want to learn because you're watching this video, is that you have perennial, you have annual, technically you have biannual, which is like a dandelion, but we're just going to talk about these two. Annuals set their seed and die every year. So crabgrass, you can prevent it 100% next year, even if you have a lawn full of it right now. Perennial, it's there every single year. It never goes away. And so if for whatever reason you do have Dallas, it's not going to go away until it is spot sprayed with something. Well, there's different approaches, and I'm going to save that for another video, but I'm just going to say the reason why it's here, or why you will be seeing it, and why it's a difficult to control weed, is it is a grass. And getting grasses out of grasses takes a lot of specialty. It takes a lot of separate attention, extra attention, and the treatments just simply will not control or prevent. It'll prevent new seedlings. So you got little dallisgrass seeds, a pre-emerge that prevents the crabgrass and the goosegrass. It'll prevent new dallisgrass seeds. But if you already have a plant, it's got to be dealt with separate. We've tried really hard the last several years to really go after it, and especially the last 12 months, and I feel like we've gotten to a good place. But I know some of you out there may still have this, and so I just want you to be aware that it is one that you have to address separately. Some people think it's the worst weed in the world, and that's why we are aggressively attending to it. But some people say it's green and it's grass, and I don't want you to kill it or to make dead spots. And so there is a little bit of getting on the same page with customers that has to happen with that one. So again, thank you for watching this video. Let me know the questions you have in the comments below. See you next time.